Spectacular. You got that play?
How could he walk after that?
How's your back? I don't know.
Back hurts when I wake up in the morning.
Seth immediately yelled, "Ooh, my back!" And I felt at home. All right, back to the NBA, where the entire basketball world remains on Giannis' watch. The draft is tomorrow. That's the day by which the Bucks have said they want a resolution on the Giannis trade front. If you're just joining us, top of the hour, we went through all the possibilities out there. It feels like the Celtics and a trade that involves Jaylen Brown is at the center of the conversation. Not suggesting that we know it's happening. I don't mean to mislead it that way, but it feels like it is a real possibility. Let me ask a different question. If the Celtics get Giannis, and we don't know exactly what beyond Jaylen Brown they would have to give up, but in a world in which they basically made a trade in which Jaylen Brown went out the door and Giannis came in the door, do they become ahead of the Knicks as the favorites in the East?
I think it's pretty close.
Does that team beat the Knicks?
I can't say what that. I'll give them a fair shot to beat the Knicks. I think the Knicks have
they
more.
They had a fair shot to beat the Knicks anyway, right? They
yeah, but
it's
hard for me to answer that because it's just not Giannis and Jason Tatum. It's about the ancillary pieces that you have around them that fit into the way Joe Mazzulla wants to play.
Are they going to get a backup point guard?
Well, that's all the questions. So I can't affirmatively say yes, they're going to beat the Knicks. I think they will be in contending position.
Are they better? Are they a bigger threat to the Knicks with Giannis than they are with Jaylen Brown?
I would say yes.
And maybe a bigger threat to the Spurs. Because
yes.
You have to think about Wembanyama. Here's what I'm thinking about, Greeny. I'm thinking about if there isn't a trade, if Milwaukee holds on to him, and I know that is not what we wanted to hear, more Giannis talk, or the losing team. Miami and Boston have gone pretty all in here. I don't know if there's going back. So my question is, whoever doesn't get Giannis, what happens next? Will Jaylen Brown be put on offer to more of the league? Will the Heat pivot? Something interesting happened in the last few days. I started talking to agents. I started talking to executives. The Los Angeles Clippers started going to visit prospects that were in the late lottery, guys who could go from like picks 10 to 15. They have the 5th pick. Why are they doing that?
Very down.
Why are they doing that?
This
Why
is very
are they
puzzling. This is a very puzzling thing that they're doing.
Well,
very puzzling.
They could be trading down, yes. But nobody wants, this draft is great. The 5th pick is very valuable. Why are they looking at, we've got the Heat sitting there at 13. Got the Warriors sitting there at 11. We don't really have a good feel for the future of Kawhi Leonard. Number one, they've got this investigation going on. Number two, we got the Clippers making multiple deals at the deadline to go younger. Number three, we potentially have a draft here where the Clippers can pivot. They've already gone younger. I'm keeping an eye on the Clippers, but I'm also keeping an eye on what happens in Miami and Boston who doesn't get Giannis.
Giannis is a great fit for Boston, but I love what you said. Well, are they a threat to the Knicks, or are they better than the Knicks? That's all Josh Hart wants to hear. No respect. They just win a championship. They have a parade, and then even before the papers picked up on the parade, you're saying, well, you know what? If Boston gets Giannis, all of a sudden now they're the favorites in the East.
Seth, I mean,
Josh Hart is sitting there going, please, bring it on.
I think this is the inverse. I think the Knicks have been on this disrespect tour going. They didn't believe we could beat them, and they didn't believe they could beat them. This is the Celtics saying we can't beat them.
Yeah.
That's what this is saying. The Celtics are saying our team is not good enough. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't see that coming. I did think they were good enough. I did think this team had a strong chance to win the East. They don't believe that.
Their front court's not good enough. Their front court's not as good as Jalen and Tatum are individually, collectively. In the playoffs, they weren't good enough. Their backcourt's not good enough. They don't have that.
I think it's more their style of play right now, which was ahead of the curve before, similar to Golden State. The rest of the league has caught up to that style of play.
Right.
So now you need to change up that strategy.
The point, Seth, to what you were saying is, I think the Knicks were built to beat the Celtics. Yes. Right? They put that roster together to beat the Celtics. They've now surpassed them. The Celtics are now. I mean, the Knicks are now the kings of the hill, and so now it's you put together.
Is Indiana in the conversation next year?
Well, you tell me. Should be. I mean, is Indiana a team people think is?
Yes, I think the teams in the Eastern Conference.
They took a bye year.
I think in the teams of the Eastern Conference, they're looking at obviously the Knicks. They're obviously looking at the Pistons, the Cavs to a certain extent, but Indiana's a serious threat. I think Boston, who was unable to surpass Indiana 2 years ago, obviously with the Tatum injury, they look at Indiana as a threat. They got to overcome them.
So at the end of the day, we think there's going to be a huge trade involving Giannis Antetokounmpo by tomorrow night.
I think there's a good chance. I am not ready to, because obviously the Bucks don't love their offers. If they loved their offers, they would have made the deal.
Right, but you might as well, if you're them, there's no reason not to wait till the last
minute. Who else goes in that trade?
And all I'm going to say, for somebody else who has, all these guys, we all have big egos, right, to a degree. But if you're Jaylen Brown, if your name's been involved in all these trades and the trade does not go, well. Let's say it goes to Miami. If you're Jaylen Brown, you're like, okay, I'm just willing to come back now and play. I'm not sure about that anymore.
Two things. Number one, to answer your question, the Bucks have the 10th pick in the draft. If they do the deal with Miami and they end up having the 13th pick by the end of tonight, they have 10 and 13. Maybe they go shopping trying to move up. That's one reason.
I see.
The other thing with Jaylen Brown, just to put out there, even if everything was fine with Jaylen Brown and it wasn't in trade talks, he's extension eligible this summer.
Yep.
I don't know if the Celtics are ready to give him a $70 million a year extension, and if that's also going to be thrown into this mix.
And if they gave him $70 million a year, he'd feel better. Watch, because the draft is tomorrow, the day by which the Bucks have said they want resolution on the Giannis trade front. What do we know?
Well, I will tell you this. I was really skeptical that the Boston Celtics were going to go all in on this. And from what I understand, they have. The Celtics and the Heat are the two teams aggressively going after Giannis. I would say they are the finalists. And if Giannis is going to be traded in the next 24 hours, which I think is a good chance of happening, I think it's either going to be to Boston or Miami. And the Boston thing is the one. They were very cautious about putting Jaylen Brown in this an official firm offer. I believe they have. Jaylen Brown is on the table, and Jaylen Brown could get traded for Giannis Antetokounmpo in the short-term future.
I feel like if you're a star in this league and if your name is involved in rumors, you want your front office to come out and say, by no means necessary are we trading Jaylen Brown. Nobody from the Boston Celtics has done that. So it looks like his name is actually involved, going back to what we said from the beginning. What is the best asset you can get in return if you're Milwaukee? A guy like Jaylen Brown, if you can get that in return for Giannis, that's a deal to be done. But the thing is, if you're Giannis, if you want to be out of this deal, if you want a decision to be made, if you do want to go to Boston, all you have to say is, hey, the only team I'm willing to sign my extension with is Miami or is Boston. That can force the hand. So between me right now, it's between those two teams and what the assets they have in return.
Uncle Seth, how do you see it?
Well, first you say, well, Jaylen Brown, you don't let him know that he's going to be on the trading block. He made himself or put himself on the trading block by how he reacted when the Celtics lost in the playoffs. He basically said, in a lot of ways, instead of complimenting each other like they did to win a championship, that Tatum and Brown were competing against each other in a lot of ways. Where Giannis, he will be able to complement Jason Tatum. I think that has a chance to be a championship team. Everyone talks about the Heat. That sounds great. Bam and Giannis, who's going to get in the ball? Who's going to defend the ball at the point of attack? Who's going to make shots to give those guys space? So if one trade makes sense, I think Jaylen Brown moving on and obviously Giannis stepping into that role, a 4-5 guy that can kind of explode, give him scoring at the rim, but absolutely compliments Jason.
Here's where the rubber meets the road. The Celtics have, I believe, decided they just weren't good enough. It wasn't that Jason Tatum got hurt and they lost that series with Philly. I think the Celtics have taken a hard look in the mirror and they have decided we weren't going to beat the Knicks. All these people are like saying that the Knicks are, they want to say reasons why they didn't beat the Knicks. Not the Celtics. The Celtics are stone cold sober, think they're not as good as the Knicks. They're not sure they're going to be as good as the Pacers next year when they come back fully healthy, and they believe they need to upgrade their team. And I am now speculating that if Jaylen Brown doesn't get traded for Giannis, they may trade him somewhere else. So that is one of the things that emerged. Now, Miami understands this. Miami understands that Jaylen Brown is in there. They can't match that. Miami, in recent days, has gone out to try to recruit third and fourth teams to improve their offer. They have what they have. They don't have a premium player. They don't have a Jaylen Brown. The most premium asset that they have to trade is the number 13 pick in tomorrow night's draft, which is a good piece, but it's not Jaylen Brown. So they have gone out to try to enhance their offer, and I think that's what we're going to get.
Who's he going to play with, though? Like those two guys, who are they going to play with?
Well, it's almost like the